Hello friends, I'm Mrs. Tasneem Shahani. I'm here presenting the very authentic and traditional Parsi dish which is called the mutton dhan saag. I basically am in Nepal and I'm a chef and I own a restaurant by the name of Tasneem's King's Kitchen. It is a traditionally Bora Muslim restaurant. So we'll just go ahead now with the ingredients for the mutton dhan saag, and they will be like, this is tuwar dal, also known as the rahar dal. This is long grain rice. You can even take a small rice also, any jeera rice. This is basically Kashmiri red chili. This is a green chili. This is tej patta. These are cinnamon sticks. This is small green elaichi, black peppercorns. These are cloves or lavang. This is cumin seeds, also known as jeera. This is a homemade garam masala. This is red chili powder, the Kashmiri red chili powder, which gives more of color and less of the spice. This is turmeric. This is cumin and coriander powder, also known as dhania jeera powder. This is salt, and of course this is the ginger and garlic which we are using. So this is the ginger and garlic paste. This is the tuwar dal or the rahar dal, which we have soaked since at least minimum 4 to 5 hours. Okay, and this is the basmati rice which has already been soaking since nearly 1 hour. This is mutton. Preferably you take the arang or the hind leg mutton, and it take a mixture of both, of boneless as well as with bone, and I have marinated this with all the dry spices. This is fresh coriander. This is brinjal. These are tomatoes. You can either use the big or the small tomatoes. This is methi, the fresh methi leaves which I have cut fine. This is onions. I have cut finely and kept them. These are brinjals which I have cut. These are potatoes, approximately 2 small potatoes, and this is oil which we will be using. Okay friends, now we will start the preparation for the dhan saag, which is the dal and the rice in simple terms. So first of all, we start off by switching on the gas, and we'll take some oil. You can take any refined oil, any sunflower oil. You take sunflower as it's a neutral oil and it doesn't have its own flavor. So yes, please stick to any sunflower oil. As the oil is getting hot, what we do is we start cutting the tomatoes. I have already cut the onions very fine and I have kept them here. You can even take any cherry tomatoes, or you can take the big red tomatoes, whatever you get. I've approximately taken 4 to 5 tomatoes. So it all depends on how juicy they are or how raw they are. Now the onions which I have already chopped and kept, we just put them in the oil. As you can hear, the oil is really nice and hot. I have taken approximately 2 medium size of onions. As the onions are getting a little brown, we do not have to make them absolutely brown, just like, a little translucent. Then we will add all the vegetables, the tomatoes and all the masalas which we have here. So I'll just show it to you step by step as the onions are getting done. Well, as you can see, the onions are changing color. So now what we do is, next we add a little bit of the tomatoes which we have already chopped and kept here. And the reason why we put the tomatoes first and not the sukha masala first is that the sukha masala doesn't get burnt. So that is the entire reason why you put something wet as a tomato inside first. The mutton, as you see, I have already marinated and kept it because see, mutton takes a little time to get cooked. So it's always better if you can marinate it beforehand or even a night before. That would be the best option. And the marination is, we have taken a little bit of the ginger garlic paste. We have taken red chili powder, we've taken turmeric, we've taken the dhania jeera powder, which is the cumin and coriander powder, of course salt, and that's it. And I have marinated the mutton and kept it overnight. Now there are a lot of people who do not like mutton, who do not want to eat mutton, so you can replace it by chicken, but a traditional dhan saag will always be a mutton. You will never find a Parsi eating a chicken. chicken dhansa. We've already finished adding the tomatoes and giving it a little mix, and now we'll be adding all the dry spices inside. So we start off with a little red chili powder, a little bit of the turmeric, a little bit of the dhania jeera powder. This would be approximately 1 to 1.5 teaspoon depending on your taste. And this is a very traditional garam masala which we make at home. So I generally do not use any garam masalas which you get out. So probably just 1 teaspoon of the garam masala, that's it. Now we add the brinjals which we have cut and we have kept. I have basically taken, like you can see, there was a big long brinjal. I've just taken 3/4 or half of it. That's it. This gives a good body to the dal. Then we would be adding the potato, which is also cut and kept fine. And I have just taken either medium-sized potatoes or 2 small potatoes. And now we add the methi leaves. These are fresh methi leaves which I have got. In case you want to make it during a season where you're not getting any methi leaves, you can always add the kasturi methi which is there. You get a good mix after adding all the vegetables, methi and the dry spices. So after we've added all the vegetables and methi and all the spices, next will go the mutton. So the mutton which is already marinated, we put it inside. And then we will give it a nice stir so that it mixes very nicely with all the vegetables and the spices. Well, there are people who even add a little bit of pumpkin also to this. There are many people who add even carrot to this, but I generally do not prefer that because it makes it a little on the sweeter side. So it's up to you. You can always experiment with food. Next we'll go in the dal. So once we add the dal inside, let's give it a nice mix. You can just make the gas on a little medium flame. Up till now we have kept it on low flame. So let this all mix very well. And we do not immediately shut the pressure cooker. We just let all this cook, and maybe after another 2 to 3 minutes we will put the lid on the pressure cooker and then just put it on. Right at present there's such a lovely aroma which is coming because it's of the methi, the marinated mutton, all the spices, the garam masala. I wish you guys could have smelled it, but of course you can always make it and you can taste it. So now the mutton and the dal has actually cooked for more than 3 to 4 minutes. So what we now do is we will put water inside. Probably maybe you can say 2 glasses or 3 glasses. It requires a little bit of more water because the dal and the mutton both have to cook. Once you add the water, give it a very nice mix because all the masalas and the dal will be stuck down at the bottom of the cooker. So give it a nice mix, and as you mix the ladle, you will then realize whether you require more water, less water. Okay, so we add a little more water to this, as you can see, right? You see the level? So we add a little bit of water inside still. So now we will just shut the cooker and we will just leave it first for 2 whistles on a full flame, and once the whistles go, then we will put it on low flame and let it cook at least for 10 to 15 minutes. So now we've kept the pressure cooker on, and by the time the dal is cooking, we will move on to the cooking of the dhan, which means the rice. So this is not just a simple rice where you just kind of boil the rice and you put it. for this, we caramelize the rice a little bit so you get a nice brown color. So first we start by switching on the gas. We've already switched on the gas here, and what we do is to get the little brown flavor for the rice, we take a little bit of sugar. So approximately we take 1.5 teaspoon, because you do not want to put a lot of sugar, otherwise the rice will get sweet. We are just doing this to give it the brown color. Okay, we've heated the vessel, we've added the sugar, now we just wait for it to caramelize. The sugar is getting caramelized, it has changed color. To this, we will just add a little bit of oil. And then we will add the whole garam masala, which means the tej patta. We'll take a few peppercorns, probably 5-6. We take a few cloves, again 5-6. We take a few elaichis, that's cardamom, and we take cinnamon sticks. I've taken 2 pieces. Just give it a quick stir, and as you can see, the sugar is already brown in this. Okay, once you hear the crackling noise, and okay, side by side, as you can see, that's our second whistle which has gone. So we just get it down and we put it on low flame. And meanwhile, we'll take the rice which I have already soaked. I have taken the long grain basmati rice. You can always take the tiny rice also, it depends on your personal choice. So I have soaked the basmati rice. At least for minimum 45 minutes you need to soak it. I have soaked it for at least, it's been 1.5 hours. We add the rice to it. Just give it a quick mix, and as you can see guys, the color has changed. Because of the caramelization, we have the rice which is already brown in color. Just give it a mix once, and then we add the water inside. Now for basmati rice, if I have taken 1 cup of basmati, you generally put 2 cups of water. That's the general way of cooking. And that's a lovely aroma of all the spices, of the caramelization, of the rice. After we've added the water to the rice, just keep your gas on full and let the rice boil. And when you see that nearly 80 to 90% of the water is dry, then we'll take either a non-stick pan or we'll take a chapati tawa and we put the rice on top of it for it to cook on dum. The rice is nearly 80% done. So what we do is we just lift the utensil and we just put a tawa. You can just put any non-stick tawa, any tawa which is not of use, but yes, it has to be a little thick bottomed one. And you put it on the gas. Put the tawa on. Lower the flame and just cover it. That's it. And just let it cook for another approximately 7 to 8 minutes, and it should be ready. Now we go to the making of kachumar. So basically just take onions, and in this we do not cut the onions very fine. We cut them thin and we slice them. And then of course we put in a tomato. So I've just cut the tomatoes like you all can see in slices. And what we do is we just give it a quick mix. Now what we add is a pinch of salt to this and coriander, fresh coriander. Just cut your coriander very fine. And we take a lime and we squeeze it in. And just in case there are times when you do not have lime at home, you can always replace it by a little bit of vinegar. So that also will give you the same kind of, taste. So yes, we've squeezed in the lime and we just mixed up. That's it. And this is your kachumar. Friends, we'll just open and we'll just check whether the rice is done or no. And as you can see, the water is practically dry. It's like 95% of the water is dry. So we again just cover it and just let it cook for another 5 minutes and it should be ready. The rice is cooked and well, you all can just see it's got a very lovely light brown color to it. Yes, it's all ready. So the rice is already ready. What we do is, this is the kachumar which we've already prepared. We'll remove the rice. We do have the little bit of garam masala also, which we can just pour on top. And yes, your rice is ready, the kachumar is ready. And now we go on to the dal. Okay, so now we'll open the cooker. And yes, the dal also is absolutely ready. As you can see, the dal is cooked and we'll just check whether the mutton is done. Yes, it's absolutely tender. As you can see, it's just breaking with just a light touch. There might be a little bit of potato pieces or the brinjal pieces which are whole. You can always just smash it with your ladle. That's it. The main thing in this is to see whether your mutton is done or not done. And yes, we can remove this also in a bowl. We remove the mutton pieces first. Mutton is absolutely tender. So we just remove a little bit of the dal here in this and we can just garnish it with fresh coriander. Probably just take a strand or two of coriander and you can just put it for garnishing on top. So guys, here is your dhan saag with kachumar, absolutely ready to eat. So do try this and do let me know how you all enjoyed it. Thank you.